Did somebody happen to capture an unknown creature staring at them from a distance, only to duck and run behind the garden when they realized they were noticed? Or was this creepy creature just conceived within the mind of a cameraman hoping to pull a concrete hoax? Let's go ahead and have a closer look, as I saw a few things that tipped me off that this creature feature is nothing more than a clever hoax that was not cleverly done. If you would like, be sure to go and watch the whole original video. However, there wasn't much more going on than what I could show you in that short stitch time frame. It's just a bunch of running around trying to figure out where the creature went. So let's start the breakdown. So the first thing we're obviously going to talk about is the overall clarity of this video. As far as clarity goes, this is probably one of the worst that I've ever reviewed. The issue is, with this form of quality, it makes it very difficult for me to assess and give you a proper profile. Because let's be honest, anything that I'm seeing here due to the blurriness very well just could be video pareidolia. But that doesn't mean I didn't look and that I'm not going to try and give you a profile. So obviously, what we're looking at in this video is a creature standing in the garden that seems to dart off very quickly. Through my still framing process, this is where I noticed the first really odd thing about this creature. And the odd thing is actually happening in the third picture here. It has nothing to do with how quickly it moves out of frame. It's the third picture. Don't worry, don't focus on it too much. I'm about to show you a close-up. As this creature darts off screen, its leg bends in an extremely unnatural manner. I want you to look at that leg. Look at how that is bending. I mean, you could please correct me if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, there's only certain species of birds whose legs go in the opposite direction that ours would, but I don't know of any creature that's leg actually bends sideways in that manner. And when I see this kind of motion, it makes me question, was something tied around the neck of the said creature that we see in the video? Was the creature attached to the ground, maybe by a stake or something, and as they pulled it, the pressure of trying to get the stake out of the ground caused this leg to bend in an unnatural manner? Because I'll go ahead and tell you right now, any creature whose leg bends like that is probably going to break, which means when he went to look for the creature, he definitely would have found it. And now I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to attempt to give you guys a first-hand look at my still framing format, because this happens so quickly that if I cannot show you this snip, you are 100% going to miss it. When I show you this clip, what I want you to look at is a timestamp, because what you're going to see is in less than a second, a very quick film cut. And I know this is a film cut because the film actually jumps up slightly and it repositions. So that tells me they stopped it and restarted it almost at the exact spot where they wanted to be, but they were slightly off. And since we don't know how long the video was paused for in the cut, you know what? It would have given ample time for them to move the creature out of the way before the filmer just ran over, gallivanting off like Sir Lancelot to look for it. So let's go ahead and check out that clip now. I'll play it twice for you so you can see it. And I really hope that new style demonstration here has shown you how quickly a film cut can happen and how easy it is to miss if you are not doing a still framing format in the manner that I do it. Because I'll tell you right now, if I wasn't still framing, I definitely would not have caught that. But let's continue on with the breakdown. Throughout my still framing format, this is literally the clearest picture I could get of this creature. And keep in mind what I said earlier, this very well could be visual pareidolia due to the blurriness of the video. But this figure almost seems to have claw-like hands, like similar to what you would see with like a mole or something. And also, it does really seem to appear to have small horns coming off of its head. And as I said earlier, it's going to be very difficult for me to give you guys any form of accurate profile based on the overall poor quality and clarity of this video. But I'm going to give it my best attempt. Over here, you have a self-defense MMA dummy. And over here, you have some very cheap werewolf Halloween costume hands. So the dummy to the left obviously has legs, and it also has arms. And this is important because we saw that leg bend. If the left leg of that dummy was somehow attached to the ground, when they pulled it, then it most definitely would have given way and given the bend that we saw in the video. And the claw-like hands that I said I possibly thought I saw in the profile, but once again couldn't be certain, these werewolf hands over here would almost perfectly match what I am seeing on this figure. And also, the height of this dummy would be almost perfect for what I'm seeing in the video. But then there's the other issue in the video. What about the facial structure? That face doesn't look anything like what you're describing. I may have that covered too. I kind of feel like these goat masks that you can get at Walmart for $1.69 a piece would add the small horns that I'm seeing, and they're really cheap and would most likely easily strap around the back of the head of that self-defense dummy. And if you shot that from a distance, it may look very funky. Now, if you take all of these items and put them together on that MMA self-defense dummy from a distance, tell me that is not a plausible profile. And as far as the body structure goes, if you throw on some kind of raggedy flannel shirt or even one of those shirts that have the fake painted on abs, you will be able to get this effect from the distance and the quality of the clarity of this video. But once again, I really could be wrong here. I don't know. It is very difficult to offer a profile off a video of such poor quality. If you ask me, there was an MMA dummy that was dressed up to look like some form of miniature goat-like creature. The person filming the video had someone stationed off camera on the other side of the garden. They had a rope or a string tied around the neck of the MMA dummy. Hence why they pulled it from the top side, the leg bent in such an awkward manner. And as I said, the profile can either be close to what I'm telling you that it is, or it could just be nothing more than visual pareidolia. I can't be certain on that. But what I can be certain on is this is a hoax. But that's my opinion. What's yours?